This week, I'm getting into the situation with Drake versus UMG, and it is a complete mess.
The STEM Society.
Welcome back to the STEM Society. My name is Cole Jackson. This is episode 73, and it's live. I hope you guys had a great Thanksgiving. I hope you guys have a great Black Friday, found some sales that you like. I personally am still in the UK. I've been here for a few months. This is a Thanksgiving that I spent in another country. It went great. I got to just talk to my family. It was really cool. The channel has been growing in subscribers, and I really appreciate that. I've been on a marathon to try to get to 500. Might not be a big number to you, but it's a huge number to me. And I just want to thank everybody for all the support. If you're new here, this show is my show. This is the show where I give you guys opinion about trending music news. I do critiques on albums, and I do breakdowns from time to time. I'm still pretty new at the breakdown stuff, but I give it my best shot. But I enjoyed the comments. But if you guys have just started joining me here on this journey, man, thank you. I appreciate everybody who's new to the channel. I appreciate everybody who's been supporting me since day one. So thank you. If you like this if you like this type of content, I'm an independent content creator. Comments mean the most to me. Sharing and just overall support means a whole lot. So thank you guys who subscribed, and thank you to everybody who has been day ones for a long time. I wanted to talk about Potter Paper's album and give it a bit of a critique, but I really want to jump into this Drake news. So I think I'll save Potter Paper's album for like the next episode. Let's get into this Drake stuff.
Music news.
Drake is going up against UMG, and this is the most interesting case I've ever seen in my life. Now, to the common person, it looks like it's Drake versus Kendrick still. It's way bigger than that. I just wanted to get into some of the stuff that I read and what I've seen and how I feel about this. I'll be honest with you. It's a few things that I look at already. Drake is right. No matter how crazy he looks and how selfish this is, because it is very selfish that what he's doing. He's actually doing right, calling out the industry, calling out this label. It is for more selfish purposes than anything else. But if somebody was playing with your money, wouldn't you want your bag, right? I think Drake wants his bag, and I think he's earned it. The fact that social media has been going crazy, even the big time talking heads saying, you should just take the L, Drake, take the L. It ain't even about that no more. This is way past him versus Kendrick. This is him versus a huge corporation like Universal Music Group. That's what this is. When you see people online on social media doing the work for them, it just looks a type of way. And I know a lot of people's like, man, ain't no suing in hip hop. He hasn't sued anybody. He ain't suing nobody. He filed petitions. This is not a lawsuit. And it really pisses me off that some of the bigger talking heads out here have these big YouTube channels, don't read none of this shit or not even looked into what it is. It's just, let me get these clicks and views and let me just say my opinion and get into the algorithm by saying he's suing. You're doing the job for the labels, bro. That's ridiculous. He ain't gonna be the same after this, because he's going up against a tech firm, a corporation, whatever you want to call it. He's not gonna be the same after this. They're going to destroy him. I'll get into that later, though. So let's get into what this petition is really about. He's alleging that UMG inflated popularity of Not Like Us. Let me cut that short right now. Did certain things help this song go big? I'm sure it is. I'm sure it's things that are there. One of your most favorite talking heads, and mine too, said it himself on his show, which is probably one of the dumbest things he probably ever said.
What else is there? Y'all didn't know that Kendrick used bots?
No, and I didn't
care. You thought
care.
that this was just the first time miraculously that a Drake record ever had more dislikes than likes, or you didn't know that was bots?
Great move, Joe. But it is basically alleging that there was a conspiracy to artificially inflate the popularity of the song. I'll be the first to tell you, I don't think that's true. I think they did inflate the popularity, but I also feel like it's a fucking slap. It was going to go crazy no matter what anybody did. The song is a great song. So people saying, yo, the bots was the one reason why this song got so big. Nah, bruh. That song is a slap. That song is a slap. And here, after listening to Kendrick's recent album, GNX, yeah, he knew what he was doing. He was on top of everything. So another thing in the petition that they're talking about is UMG using bots and payola and deceptive practices to help Not Like Us also. That sounds like nasty work when you say it like that, because it really makes you feel like the song really wasn't as good as we thought it was. It was just deceptive practices. Let me be honest. If you guys know anything about music, payola and bots have been here since, well, payola part of it have been here since the 50s. If you really open the books to what the music industry is all about, it's been dirty practices for a lot of your favorite artists outside of Drake. I think that they had to use certain situations to pull Drake down and make Drake look vulnerable and looks like the champ can be touched. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people are like, what you calling him the champ for? Look, bro, when I call him the champ, you can't sit up here and do the type of numbers that Drake does. Even if he has the help of bots and payola, he still would be doing just as many. He would be doing just as many numbers if he didn't have the help from UMG to do that. He's a great artist. Let's kind of bury the whole situation of Drake being lame and terrible. The boy really kind of just fell off since Scorpion. And that was what, Scorpion was like 2018. Scorpion was the beginning of him not doing the type of albums or the caliber of albums that we know he could do. But that don't take away from this nigga not being a nigga who could put a song together or be one of the best features on a song. Let's not get that fucked up. Drake is Drake, and he is going to be Drake. He's done too many things in the music industry for us to sit up here and kind of look at him sideways like he ain't that nigga. He still is that nigga, bro. That ain't glazing. You can look at the numbers and say that's facts. They're talking about these manipulative practices that UMG did. Like one of the examples was like Apple manipulating Siri to play Not Like Us when somebody asked to play Certified Lover Boy because of the certified PDF on the album. I want to hear Certified Lover Boy. What was the song on Bridal Path? I want to hear those songs. Nobody want to hear Certified Lover Boy. Ain't nobody. When's the last time you listened to Certified Lover Boy? Exactly. But I understand where his lawyers are coming from, which I think was a good tactic or a good thing to put out there to kind of show what these deceptive practices look like. If they have, when you think about it, if UMG have the power to manipulate Siri, what have they been manipulating for the last 10 years to either make him a major star or to sync certain records that's been against him? Because this ain't the first time people have put out stuff against Drake, or this ain't the first time that somebody's actually tried to take him down. What kind of things have UMG been doing to like manipulate this whole music industry stuff? That's why I feel like it's smart for Drake to do this, because he's calling out a lot of shit that really the average casual listener or the casual person who fucks with music don't think about. He's putting it on Front Street right now, and I think that's huge. I think that's something that you're supposed to do. But you let social media tell it. He's being a crybaby. He don't want to take the L. He don't want to do all of this stuff. It's way more to it than that. The petition also goes on to talk about accusing UMG of hiring armies of bots to inflate streaming numbers for Not Like Us. They said that Spotify was given a reduced licensing rate to be able to promote Not Like Us. I'm going to be real, and this is really against Drake. They did this for you for a very long time, bruh. I don't know how many times I pulled up Spotify and your face was plastered all over the place. They're trying to dismiss Drake as falling off or being a fractured person because they don't want to negotiate with him. So back in 2017, Drake signed a deal with UMG where he got upwards of $400 million. That's what people are saying. I remember reading about that deal where they never put an amount out there. It was just speculated that was $400 million. And I think somebody tried to leak something else that actually said he got upwards of 500 to 600 mil. I don't know how true that is. I'm just going off of some of the stuff that I've read and some of the stuff that I've seen throughout the years when he signed the deal. Now, that deal also incorporated branding and incorporated touring, and it also incorporated him doing television. I don't know if that article is still up. If I can find it, I'll most definitely put it in there, put it in the description. But this deal generated a whole bunch of different opportunities for Drake, and all he had to do was show up, tour, make albums, so on and so forth. From what people are saying, and when I say people, I mean the big time talking heads or the podcasters, apparently he has recouped that money from UMG, done it a long time ago. And the rumblings are that he wants to get more of a piece of the pie, not just money, but ownership or stake in this label in UMG, which my brain is saying more of he wants to be independent. I keep bringing up, I had a conversation with a friend of mine about this whole situation. And even when it dropped, I said the same thing. Do y'all think 100 gigs was for you guys to enjoy his music, some unreleased Drake music or some behind the scenes shit? He was testing the waters with that. When you look at the fact, and I'm diverging, I'm going left for a little bit, but when you look at the fact that Kanye West did the type of numbers he did being independent, you don't think Drake seen that? You don't think Drake didn't see that he could get a piece of the pie by having ownership of his stuff? That 100 gigs was more of a test to see what he could get out of the public in general, what he could get from people. That wasn't about winning back fans. He didn't care about y'all niggas. He cared about what he could make. When you think about it, at the end of the day, it's all about analytics. It's all about what numbers look like. Even like true, real deal numbers. What do the people on the ground really want from me? I don't think Drake's putting out behind the scene footage like that just to win back fans. That was something to show that he could do something on his own and to show UMG that, like, y'all need me way more than I need y'all. There's not really a lot of, I can't find analytics on what 100 gigs did because the original numbers for the download stuff wasn't really posted anywhere. I do remember that UMG came in and started putting 3-packs out from 100 gigs on their own. They took that nigga's music down and they said, no, we gonna make the money off of this. But that wasn't for the fans. That was for him to get some real solid numbers to see what could he do, what could his next step be. So, of course, executives at UMG have said, we would never do that. We would never try to put out a song that would make Drake, our biggest cash cow, look crazy. We wouldn't do that. We wouldn't want to. Why would we want to downplay Drake? He's our biggest artist. He's delusional. He's crazy. It's offensive that he said these types of things. Why would we do that? As a matter of fact, don't try to come at us. You should sue Kendrick Lamar, that dirty West Coast nigga. He did this. Another ploy to get people to get on their side. The court of public opinion already has a bad taste in their mouth when it comes to Drake and the things that he's been doing all year. So, of course, UMG is going to play the role of saying we're innocent in this whole thing. Drake's delusional because why would we want to lose money by making our artists look bad? When really it's just the fact that you're making him look bad because you don't want him to have the type of leverage to ask for what he wants. It's all a big play, bruh. It's a big play. I see the play. A lot of other people should look at the play and see the play as well. UMG is playing the game. They're making sure that he looks like a crazy fool and they come out looking, smelling like roses. When at the end of the day, it's really more about them taking advantage of the situation, not giving him what he asked for, and coming out with more of a percentage on their side than anything else. It's a win-win for them, no matter what. He's already got a tarnished, the way people look at Drake is already tarnished just from the battle alone. it's a nice little ploy what they're doing. I think they're smart because they're a corporate entity, and corporate entities play unfair. Let me ask y'all a question. If you signed a contract and you made the money that they asked you to make tenfold, let's say the deal was for $400 million, he ended up making them $1 billion. And now he wants more equity in that company. And the company says no. What would you do as the artist or as the person who was asking to re-up when they tell you no? After you've done everything, you fulfilled your contract and done everything you're supposed to do, what do? Do you sit up here and be like, all right, well, it's cool. Y'all ain't got to pay me. I'm good. Do you sit up there and just take it? Do you sit up here and let them slap you around? You get what I'm saying? I think court of public opinion right now is really not looking deeper into the fact of this man wants to get paid and he wants to own stuff. They're just looking at it as like he's being a crybaby. And I'm not going to lie. Again, this is not for the betterment of more artists, even though if he was to put a lawsuit out there against UMG and win, it would help a lot more artists because they can actually tell UMG to open up their books and say, well, what did y'all do to help me, or what did y'all do to go against me when I put out an album or a song or whatever the case may be? It's a bigger picture here when you think about him putting a lawsuit against UMG and him actually winning, because that could help a lot of artists, a lot of people. They could go civil suit route if they wanted to, but nobody wants to hear that. They just want to say, you're a crybaby. You don't know what you're talking about. If it was your pockets hurting, I'm pretty sure you would sue too. See, everybody's calling this dude a Karen. Everybody's saying, oh, you're a Jewish piece of shit or whatever the case may be, when they're not looking at the bigger picture. And if it was their pockets, if it was your pockets, bro, you be talling your lawyers up too. We speak about generational wealth all the time. So why is it so terrible that he wants to get a percentage of that company that he's made $1 billion+ for? Ownership, right? Like, we say these things on social media, and then it's just like when the nigga's trying to do it, he's wrong, or he's a crybaby, or he don't know what the fuck he's talking about. I'm just trying to figure it out, man. Y'all play two sides of the fence on a regular basis, and I'm just trying to figure out where y'all going with this. What do y'all want from this? Why do y'all point y'all finger and say, oh, he's wrong, he's a bitch? He trying to get paid and get ownership. I don't know, man. I look at social media and I look how people have went against him or said so many horrible things about him, not looking at their own pockets and saying what they would do if their company screwed them over. I think there's a bigger story here as well when we think about what's going to happen during this whole time. I've had conversations with a lot of people, and I said he's digging his own grave right now, because once you are going against big time corporations like UMG, they're going to put a smear campaign out, and they're going to do whatever they have to do to sully your name more in the streets. Like, it's bad enough now because of the Not Like Us song and a lot of his stuff not moving like it used to. But the fact that you're trying to ask them to open up the books and tell the secrets of the bots and the payola and all that other shit, you're done. I'm not saying this is going to kill his career, but he's not going to have the same bounce back as he used to. They're going to make him they're going to drag him through the mud. And smear campaigns are real. Go ask some of your favorite talking heads. They've either done a smear campaign on somebody they didn't like, or they've been a part of a smear campaign of somebody who didn't like them. It's a lot of shit that's going to come from this because of what he asked for. Now, I know he's going to go tour in Australia, and I don't think that's, personally, I don't think that's something that he wanted to do either. I think that's a contractual thing that he has to fulfill. What's keeping them from giving him a percentage? What's keeping them from giving him whatever he asked for when he sits down at the desk to negotiate? Because I'm pretty sure, I think Maul said it in some podcast. I don't know what podcast he was on. It's like he might ask for $2 billion.
I think Drake is going to ask for something that no artist has ever asked for or received, and it's going to be very interesting to see if he receives that.
As far as money,
as far as compensation for damages.
On the lawsuit side.
Absolutely. We talking upwards of $2 billion.
I don't think $2 billion would fulfill what he actually wants, which is more ownership of his music, more freedom to be able to do what he wants to do, and a percentage of something. I don't think Drake even has a percentage of any of his stuff, because we have to remember he signed so many brand deals and he signed to so many different people. I don't know if he owns any of it. So I'm gonna land it with a few things, a few questions, or a few things that we need to start looking at. Maybe it's time for us to ask for more transparency from labels. This might be an opportunity for more artists to get a chance to ask for more transparency. This might even give us an opportunity to ask for actually knowing what a stream is worth or what the value of streams are, or trying to figure out what these other type of deals are with labels and Spotify, because they're another big name in this whole petition, all over the place. For a music nerd like myself, this is just something that exposes more of the business, and it just gives me an opportunity to read more into what labels have been doing to artists for years, for decades. I hope Drake comes out of this okay, because again, the smear campaigns will come. People are going to dog him the fuck out. He's going to look like a crazy person. I also want to see how artists are going to move forward with their own independence and actually start asking for ownership and pieces of companies, instead of like sitting here and saying, stream my shit, nigga. Stream it. I'm on every streaming on the ESPs. Sell your shit, bro. Sell your shit and own a piece of what you got. All right, man. I got nothing else. Quick and to the point. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. I'll have more coming out this week. I have a Patreon. If you guys haven't joined the Patreon yet, please join the Patreon. I'll put it right here. And just thank you guys for everything that you've been doing. Thank you for support. I appreciate it. I got nothing else. I'll catch you guys next episode. Peace out.
Thank you for joining the STEM Society.